Alright, here's a little lesson thing on, I just got back from walking the dog. This track is all, I tuned down so that this track is in D. It's like just a 1-4-5, a typical boogie, blues, shuffle, whatever you want to call it, in D. But it sounds to me, listening to how he's playing, that he's tuned down a whole step too. So I tuned down a whole step. So my E is a D, my A is a G, and so on. My D is a C. I toned everything down a whole step. So when you strum an open E chord, it's really D. So I'm going to do a little lesson. I know you can already rip it up to this, things like these are your forte with the pentatonic. But again, this is not, this is outside, it's the pentatonic, but plus these other things from the scale blocks in D, but it's actually going to show up as E on here because I've tuned down a whole step. The principle's the same in any key. It doesn't matter what key you're playing in. F, G, C sharp, B flat, D, A, E, whatever. It's all the principles the same. Period. So the whole thing about Mixolydian or Dorian or Phrygian or any of that, really you can't, and nobody does. Satriani or Vi or any of them. Lydian, they do a lot of stuff in the Lydian flavor. They don't just block in and box in with a Lydian scale. Like, you know, whatever key, let's say G Lydian from the key of D major. They don't just go and play that shape. They play in all the scale blocks of that key. The Lydian is your fourth scale position or fourth mode out of a key, period, no matter what key you're talking. So if you took, and that all means from your do, re, mi. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, you number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to the 8, you know. So your number one note is Ionian. If you start with that note and go up your do, re, mi, doesn't matter what key, you do that, and that's the way it is. The second one, if you start with the second note in that same key, it would be Dorian flavor. But again, when you play, like I'm going to play it a little bit to this track, and I'm cold as hell, and I have not played. I don't think I've played through a full track, and God, I don't even know when. Months, maybe a year. That's why I've been just doing the lesson things. My hands go numb too quick. So, I'm going to demonstrate on purpose. I mean, I do go root to root on it, like on this, on the, you know, off and on, but I pass through them. But a lot of what I do is, when it's on that, we'll call it an E, because even though it's in D, because he's tuned down a whole step, I'm physically in all the E positions, E blues, right? So I'll demonstrate. now I'm sucking because I'm thinking way too much to try to not, you know what I mean? Like to emphasize a certain thing instead of just playing. So a lot of what I do, you know, and so a lot of the scale blocks, we got to call it E, you know, because it's all tuned down, but it's all tuned down to D, but I'm playing out of all the E blocks. But it's, the main thing I'm doing with the E is E mixolydian. That comes from the key of A major. So I'm using a lot of the, well, I haven't really demonstrated it, but I'm really playing out of the scale blocks of A major. But I'm favoring the E mixolydian flavor. But then when it goes to the B chord on that, I'm kind of doing B mixolydian, so I'm kind of changing keys. And then when it goes to the A, I'm doing E major pentatonic. When it's on the A, I'm doing E major pentatonic to that. So when on the A. So I'm almost never using pentatonic, and it adds more flavor to it. And I'm sucking because I'm not warmed up. I haven't sat and played to any tracks in forever. I've been just doing the teaching stuff. But let me try to dig in a little bit more. So when it's on the 4 chord, and you can just apply to any of those blues tracks you play to, or boogie tracks, when it's on your 1 chord, besides the pentatonic, you've got that already. This is to go on to some other things you can do. When it's on that 1 chord in a boogie, any E thing. And I got this massive gain on it, halfway up. Besides your pentatonic, change that to a major 3rd. And then take that minor, you know, that minor 7 note and hammer onto that minor 3rd. Add that in on that 1 chord of your boogie and E. I'll demonstrate. And then when it goes to the 4 chord, which in this case would be an A, I go to E major pentatonic type stuff, or I play actually out of the A. Try to demonstrate. I'm not in the playing mood, and I'm certainly not warmed up or anything, but it just was on my mind when I was walking the dog about other things you can do besides the minor pentatonic. Is great. I mean, it's the most widely used scale, but this is just, it can add to. And if I wanted to do faster stuff, if I sat here and played for a half hour and got loosened up on the A, I'd be doing a lot of the E Dorian. You know that when it's on the A, or the E major pentatonic, or the E Dorian stuff. So I guess my point in this lesson is, you can't stick to one thing, like, you know, that's why I say learning just a mixolydian scale doesn't mean shit at all. It comes down to learning all the 7 scale blocks and then going, there's many things you can do on that 1 chord. Obviously you can use your pentatonic. Obviously, you can use use that. But there's these flavorful things that you can use. That Mixolydian flavor, but so I'm going to E major pentatonic sometimes for over the A chord. I'm going to E Dorian sometimes on the A chord to give something else a flavor. So, and the reasoning for that is, and here, this is actually a piece of A Mixolydian. So you can use A Mixolydian on the A chord, but you don't want to, it's unlimited. It's like, there's a lot of things that'll fit to the 1, 4, 5. And on the B, I just kind of go to B and do this kind of B Mixolydian. You know? But I don't use that high note in it. I kind of stay here on the -7 of B minor pentatonic. I go here. I'll demonstrate. So I use a lot of different things. It's not just Mixolydian. And again, on the 4 chord, I'll use some. I don't ever go to A when it's on the A. I don't ever go to that. You can though. There are songs that actually do. You know? I stay away from that, and I stay in the E groove with the E major pentatonic. I'll demonstrate it, and then I'll go around a couple times on it, and then I'll do E Dorian when it's on the A chord. But again, I'm not doing the full E Dorian. I'm just playing a piece of it. Either. What? When it's on the A, that's just sick. It's killer. It adds so much more to the flavor, especially when you're just playing instrumental. And when there's vocals, you don't have to know all this shit. You can just find a little riff that fits that song, and that's it. But when it's instrumental stuff, that's why I taught myself all these things. I'm there. Well, I got sick and tired of just the minor pentatonic. I love it. It's great, and I still always use it. But I'm like this. I got to learn other shit for this, or it's going to get old playing real quick. little demo on there's other things. It's just all about other things you can do to a simple 1 for 5. And again, I'm sucking. I'm not in a zone or haven't been playing. But I just felt like teaching. Someone's coming over shortly with a guitar to show me, and I might end up wanting to buy a Strat. And that's it. So hopefully we'll see if this is worth posting, sending you.